live. Your meeting is being streamed live. Well, thank you there, Zoom. Folks, Friday. As Paul said in the New Testament, we have run and won the race, right? We have finished strong. And, it's just, I love Fridays. I got up and took my son out and we had our mentorship breakfast. Again, I dive into this John Maxwell Leader's Heart thing. And today was interesting. It was a long one today, but I was talking about watching them blossom, and it was actually from Second Timothy. Second Timothy is in the New Testament, right? So after Jesus had come and died, and it says, "I remind you to stir up the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on my hands. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and a sound mind." And then we got to have a nice conversation about that, me and my son, and that was nice. And then his book brought up something out of Psalms, and it was about David wrote about it not being about making sacrifices and burnt offerings and killing a cow, but that God is focused on the wonders of our heart, right? And so again, another good conversation. It's really cool to be able to go out and do that kind of stuff and enjoy those moments. And then today we'll be working with the Power Sport Academy. There's my son right there. That might have been that sweeping noise that you heard. I'll be working with the Power Sport Academy and meeting with one of our service advisors here at 10:15. And then we're actually hitting the road. We're gonna go out and visit a couple of dealers today. So that'll be fun to get out and about. And hey, wave, son, you're on TV. There you go. And so it'll be awesome to get out and see people face to face, and shake a hand or maybe even get a hug or two. It reminds me, the first time I went to SoCal Motorcycles, I went with I was the training manager at Suzuki, and this gentleman named Bill was a training specialist. I want to make sure I say it correctly. I think he was a senior training specialist, if I remember correctly, because that was before Suzuki took away the senior titles. But anyway, I digress. Bill went with me into this facility, and it was SoCal Motorcycles, which is it's a really unique store because it's like multiple stores. It's like a shopping center of motorcycle dealerships. It's really cool the way they have it set up. Anyway, we go down there and we'll go to say, hi, and check to make sure that the software that Suzuki had released for their diagnostics tool is going to work correctly. And so when we would test it at the office, there would always be the chance that it would work for us, but not for the dealers because of firewalls and, internet IT stuff, right? So we always like to go down to the dealership and try it at their location first and make sure that there was no glitches or problems. And then we'd release it to the rest of the dealer network. And so the first time that we had gone down to the dealer to do this, it was really, really funny because, we walk in and, everyone's expecting, I say everyone, Bill is expecting things to be more business-like. Obviously there were some this is my first, dealer visit as a representative of Suzuki. And when I walked into the dealership, it was more of a, yo, where you been? How's it going? High fives and hugs and just a good time, and I've always really enjoyed that. I was working on, probably maybe I shouldn't go into all this, but I'm working on new copy for the Mañana website. And I caught myself making I don't even think I have it open right now. I don't have it. Anyway, at the end of one of the paragraphs, I was like, I've always enjoyed being able to bring blue collar energy to a white collar job. I said, it's like white collar work with blue collar energy, and I just love that. I love that in the power sports industry, you can be yourself. You can be happy, gregarious. You can give someone a high five, and if you're having a bad day and someone says, "Man, how's it going?" You go, "Hey, man, I don't want to dwell on it. It's just, today's been a battle." Right. And a lot of times, in some environments, people might go, "Oh, buck up, son." Or pull yourself up by your bootstraps or whatever. But typically in the power sports industry, a guy might look at you and go, "Hey, brother, I know how it goes. No big deal. We'll catch it tomorrow." Right. And it's just that, it's that brotherhood. It's that camaraderie that comes with that industry. But, I'll be the first to tell you, because, you know, our training is focused a lot on communication and leadership. You have to, we have to, as an industry, raise the bar some when it comes to, you know, customer relations and things like that. So that's what I mean about putting that white collar work, you know, put that white collar work in, but maintain that blue collar energy, you know, because it's a really cool, genuine thing. And so really enjoy that. So I'm looking forward to going down and saying hi to a couple of people today. I plan on hopefully stopping in at SoCal today too. And if I see those guys, I mean, I'm pretty sure Michael's still there. Danny's there. I'm not sure if Mr. Robles is still there or not, but you know, go say hi, you know, high fives and hugs, man. I just love it. And so that'll round out our week this week. And then hopefully get some fitness in over the weekend. The weather's been great, 72, 75, 77 degrees. Fantastic weather for mountain biking. So I'm hoping to go out and get some exercise this weekend and keep the thing going, right? I went out, was it yesterday or the day before? It was the day before yesterday. I went out and knocked out about 16 miles at Chino Hill State Park and just absolutely loved it. I'm telling you, it's the thing that just kind of lines everything up and puts everything right where it needs to be, so that when I get back in front of the keyboard, I'm able to knock some things out of the park. A couple of tools I've launched, and then I'm already seeing success with it. So I like to report on things that work. This is a kind of a message for the Vaxpreneur people that follow, right? Vaxpreneur is this project that Mañana has, and it's kind of like people that didn't really think they're going to be self-employed and now are thinking, well, what the hell am I going to do? And so I've started talking about different tech stack tools, things that you would build websites with. Like, how do you have an idea? How do you develop the idea? And then what do you do with the idea? Like, almost every business needs a web presence of some kind, right? And so I'm looking at these simple, you know, tech stack ideas on how people, especially with a limited budget, can create online presences that convert, that make sense. And so for the longest time, I had a Facebook Messenger plugin, where if you would open up one of my websites, you would have a little chat box that would be down at the bottom corner, and people could say, oh, you know, have a question, you know, boom. And then Messenger could do its thing, right? So they would send a messenger through the site, you know, and I'd get a notification, and then I could answer that, or, you know, have one of the, auto-populated answers take the place, like, you know, I'm not available right now, I'll get back to you at my earliest convenience, you know, why don't you send me an email address? And as much as you think that's cool, that would work, it didn't really work so well, right? And so I wanted to find a more engaging, wanted to find a better conversion tool. And so I got in with this Convergio tool. It's convergio.io is the website. So I got that tool and I put it up on Mañana. Did I put on Mañana first? I put it on Mañana. I took the messenger off, I put Mañana, I put the Convergio on. And already I can see that people are engaging with it. They're going through, because it'll ask you a question. It'll say, you know, hey, what's your name? Great to meet you, Bob. You know, what are you interested in out of these 4 things? They click something, goes down that thread for whatever that interest was. They can refresh the screen, they can go back, they can take another thread. But we're looking at the data, and we're seeing that people are actually going through the Convergio text bot, whereas I really wasn't getting too much action on that Facebook Messenger. So I've taken the time and I've put the Convergio bot on Power Sport Academy and Vaxpreneur so far. And I still have Challenge Connection to do to get that up and going. And so as we start looking more and more at the data that's coming in through our websites, I'm starting to notice some things. And so just yesterday, in fact, I took the setup fees off of the Challenge Connection. I'm going to share with you guys. How about this? How about if I just be blunt, right? I build Challenge Connection. It's this awesome thing to help people run their online challenges away from Facebook, to own the challenge, to keep things organized, to basically have control of their user data, right? So they can export a user list for an email tool, or they can use Groundhog in the tool, or that, there's all these things that you can do with it. It's a really, really cool thing. So it's called challengeconnection.com. I was on a podcast a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about challengeconnection.com. And I knew that there would be a sudden influx. I knew that there would be some traffic that would arrive at the site. And so I was watching the stats to see what would happen. It's a fairly new project, right? But I wanted to see what would happen. And sure enough, we had a spike. We had 100 people in a day, not 100, 99. We had 99 people, 99 unique visits for the day go to that website. Out of the 99 visits, over 50 of them got to the registration link, right? And so think about that. They saw the homepage. They looked at maybe the about page. I looked at all the pages that had traffic, and most of the pages had traffic, which was cool. That means people are actually going through the website, right? But when I was looking at the main things, it was the homepage, because that's the main link. So there was the homepage, and then there was the about page, and then there was the registration page. So out of 99 people, just in one day, because I'm just giving you an example, but 99 people got in, over 50 got to the registration page. And out of that, goose egg signed up for it. So somebody that doesn't understand the data, someone that is more emotional and less intellectual about what's happening there, would go, I must have had it wrong. This project must suck. This must be a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Every podcast I've been on talking about it has generated interest. This is the first project I've developed where people have said, that sounds awesome. Do you need an investor? And so I know that I've got the right idea, but something's wrong in the presentation. Okay. And so what we had a good, better, and best scenario for pricing. Good, better, best. Maybe I should go this way so that you guys see it properly in your camera. Good, better, best. So good, it's fairly low buy-in. It's a subscription model. There's no setup fee, and the customer is expected to DIY, right? Do it yourself, set it up. And that's not hard, because I've got a free course on the page that tells you how to use the tool. And so that makes sense. And then there's good, better, right? And then there's best. And so better and best both had setup fees attached, because I wanted to give people a premium experience. I wanted to be like a frictionless experience. I wanted them to just sign up, put in their name, and then, have a discovery call with me and, share their content idea. And then I would build it out for them. I would, help them build it and say, okay, hey, it's 48 hours later and your challenge is ready. I thought that would make things easy for people, because people want to run challenges. They don't want to be webmasters. That's what's in my head, right? But people probably saw that and said, well, it's $180 a month as a subscription. Keep in mind, this you could run your whole business through this website, right? So it's like a real deal. So people, I think, this is just a hypothesis, I think they got in there and they said, well, this entry level package, it's pretty cheap. It's like $50 a month. These other packages, can be set up for you, but it's a $300 setup fee, and then it's $180 a month. And I just don't know if I want to do that. Right. And so then I thought to myself, if people got to that registration page and there was no mention of a setup fee, because I think about this, like when I bought Lifter LMS, there was no setup fee. When I bought Groundhog, there was no setup fee. When I bought WP Forms, there was no setup fee. When I bought Bluehost, there was no setup fee. When I bought Cloudways, there was no setup fee. And so I gave it some thought, and I thought, man, I missed the boat. I thought I was providing a value-added service that I could, VIP cost out of it, right? But chances are people see that and they go, why would I pay this guy $300 to set this up? I just want to do this on my own. And if that's what they want to do, that's great. I got a free course in there that tells them how to do it, right? Just like every other software and plugin that people buy. Here's something interesting. If you buy a Lifter LMS bundle, and I love Lifter LMS, I'm an affiliate of theirs. I work with them part-time. Great company. So if I am working with, let's say you buy with Lifter LMS and you go, man, I'm in too deep. I really don't know how to do this, or I don't want to take the time to learn how to do it, or I just wish somebody else could help me with this. They have a list of experts that they refer people to right in their website. They'll say, experts. You can hire these people to help you with your project. Well, that's exactly what I need to do with Challenge Connection. I need to make the setup available, but not part of the initial purchase. I need to make it an option that people can upgrade to if they so choose. And to be honest with you, if I had 500 people sign up and say that they all needed setups, I wouldn't be able to sleep for months, right? Trying to keep up with that kind of work. So I need to invite a group of experts to go, oh, I can set this up for you. Absolutely. And then just kind of be on call as people need them, right? Be a list of experts. Bluehost, Cloudways, they all have this, hey, go ahead and buy our hosting package. So you buy the hosting package, then you get into the back end and you go, I don't understand half these settings. Great. Well, you can use their support chat service, or you can, they have a migration service. They have a done for you package. They have all kinds of things that you can upgrade to. And so as I started to look at this Challenge Connection model, I thought, here I am trying to put all the upgrades into the entry price. What I need to do is make it more competitive buy-in, especially for people that can do it themselves, right? So I need to make it more competitive for the buy-in and then make those options available on the back end. So just last night, that's what I did. I went in and I took off the setup fees, dropped everything down. And right now for Black Friday, we're offering 25% off. But see, this is an example of what we talk about. Like I just did a podcast with Nancy Johnson. I'll be releasing that next week with the value-added email we send out every week. But I just recorded it. I still have to edit it down. But as we were recording that, we were talking about things like having strategy. Strategy is her favorite word. She said, you have to have a strategy. Yeah, you have to have a strategy. But what does that mean? It means you have to view the data and then make a logical decision based on the data and then proceed forward. And so again, I know that Challenge Connection is a fantastic concept and that in practice is wonderful. Like using the challenge site compared to like using a Facebook model, it's night and day. I mean, it's really, really cool. And so I know it's the right product. It maybe just wasn't presented the right way for the conversion. And so I'm going to add the conversion bot, right? So we'll have the bot that'll be interactive, that'll answer people's questions. And we have the modified pricing examples to go through, and then we'll see how it does, right? But here's why I'm transparent on these calls. And I got to go soon because I've got a meeting coming up. But sometimes you guys might see these Mañana de Mas morning check-ins, or you might watch the replay on LinkedIn and you think to yourself, man, this guy tells us everything. Why is he telling us about failures? Why is he telling us? Because I think they're important learning moments. And I think that if we're going to be genuine with people, if I'm actually going to add value to you, I'm not just going to get on here and brag about wins. I'm going to tell you about, like, hey, this is kind of a loss, but we got to find the opportunity within the obstacle. I say this all the time, right? We got to find the silver lining on the cloud. We got to find the opportunity within the obstacle. We got to figure out what's it going to take to make this work. We already know that more and more people are doing things online and remote. And so as we build more and more tools to work online, we know that there's an audience for them. There's millions of people online. So we know there's an audience for it. We just have to find that audience. We have to figure out, how do we carve that niche out, and how do we communicate to these people in a way that creates conversion? Now, at some point, we're still in a marketing phase where we're working on awareness, building relationship and trust with people, right? Because all in all, people do business with people they know, like, and trust, okay? So you still have to build awareness and all that, but you still have to have a product that's sellable, right? And so while some of my campaign is focused on awareness and trust, the other part is, how do I make this make sense to you financially? And how do I show you that this is a great deal? And so I think Challenge Connection right now is getting in that range. I think we're in a spot now where we're like, this is cool. One thing I'm thinking about doing, and I'd really like some feedback on this, especially if you're a pro in the marketing world out there. I'm really, really thinking about doing like an early adopter, like some kind of early adopter special. And so leaving the pricing where it's at, but like we did a 25% off Black Friday sale. I'm really tempted, like, for Black Friday to go, boom, 50% off. I'm going to give you half off. You're an early adopter. Welcome to the family. And, just get this thing spooling, get a community in there. And then anyone that buys, before Black Friday, give them a rebate, man, and like really win them over. You know what I mean? Just go above and beyond from a business perspective. I think that might be a fun thing to do. But I would love some feedback on that. If you watch to the end of this video and you hear that question, man, hit me a comment, throw it in on the YouTube. If you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, which it should be, go ahead and put the comment in on YouTube. I like to see, I like to interact in there. All right. Mosquitoes. I hate mosquitoes. And so, put the comment in on the YouTube or drop it in on the LinkedIn feed. That would be fantastic. All right, folks, have yourself a great day. Enjoy the weekend. Get off the sofa. Do something. Do something.